The most commanding evidence is Rose as the #1 cybercrime terrorist of all time. It's always been apparent to see that he ran home waves in 17, actually 30 different cybercrime terrorist organizations around the United States, Bahamas, and overseas. Here's the only picture of him on the left. Pause, and then go after him as a manhunt. Here's the key document showing the transfer of assets and God's assets being transferred to the most corrupt political system in world history called judges, lawyers, politicians, and executives. Here is how actually Robert Rose performs his perfect crimes around the world, as well as all the other cyber crimes that I have personally taught the world how to prevent in the first place. Welcome to 165 CreatorKeith.com. This is the focal for everyone around the world. Here is Robert Rose. Here's his last known address. There's a $1 million IRS bounty on his head to be paid to the FBI and the US military. All you have to do is call this one phone number. Ask Department of Justice at USDOJ.gov, 202-353-1555 for those who are visually impaired. For it does all boil down to how many of you believe the lie that our government is taking care of us. For blessed are those who believe but do not see. I'll even pull out my Gideon Bible that I got in jail and read from 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse number 2. The Lord is with you while you are with him. If you seek him, he will be found by you. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you. For indeed, I've even been to, recently, the Mormon church in Phoenix, Arizona, to ask for them to go to the top level, their priesthood, and to donate their genealogy database of relationships to URL ident, which I have already given to Interpol. Now, today's a historical day. January 15th, 2015 is exactly 7 biblical years ago. Robert Rose tried to blackmail and extort me and threw me out of the company that I had put $110,000 in 3 promissory notes. That resulted in the IRS whistleblower, February 2009, case number 658. It's right there on followkeith.com. It also resulted in a summary 08SC1345 in Forsyth County, Georgia. There's 5 counties that are getting ready to collapse, and yes, the U.S. military and National Guard are the only groups that are going to go in and take down these county governments because the FBI and the Attorney General refused to acknowledge. This is actually part of solutiongovernment.com, Unocracy, with just some of the locations that I've been. And it ties directly into, right here, CEO Space, that receives 90% of the first $1 billion of profit from my products that actually include this little piece right there. This phonecradle.com, visioncradle.com, IC Stand, and other world marketed services and products like Bid on Keith. This is the different cards that I've been passing out as business cards, and it all boils down to right there. Save All Nations, right there, is the #1 Reformation movement for the entire world, and it ties into footsteps in the sand. For the footsteps are clearly mine. How much clearer can this possibly be? As I have all my little devices here, my electronics, all I really need, of course, is right there. There's my primary email address and holding company called IC Stand. For indeed, Robert Rose is the Antichrist. Why waste words? He fits all the database attributes. As the worst of the worst cybercrime terrorists, guilty of every single crime, including murder. How come no one's checked out Cobb County Judge Fabier and Gwinnett County Brian Walker, who both defrauded me and took all my assets? That's $1.2 million. And yes, I'm due every single penny that was stolen by the criminals times 4. Real and punitive damages, Federal Tort Claims Act. Of course, all I really need is just a single federal judge or U.S. military judge. And of course, the churches will be behind me. Now everyone knows why my bags are packed, ready to go to Jerusalem and the Vatican. Because indeed I am the godson of Christ Jesus, just like you are the godchildren of Jesus Christ and God. I don't care whether you believe in the name Jesus Christ or not. He is the one mutual creator, and he transcends all religious denominations. Why do you think he hung out with the tax collectors and the Pharisees and the Gentiles more than he did the Jewish people? For indeed, I do have Jewish heritage. It'll be easy to find out with a simple DNA test now that the U.S. government knows exactly who I am and the world knows who I am. And I'm doing this without a script, of course, because I am indeed the #1 master white hat. It's called a master white shepherd. For the most dangerous entity in the world is not the Antichrist. The most loving, peaceful, and caring entity that's the most disruptive in the world is a great white master shepherd wearing black's wolf's clothing, because they can go anywhere in place of greatest need. So yes, let's call out the police, let's call out the military, let's call out the churches, call out everyone to bring us into conformity with God's original 10 commandments. And yes, I'm still looking for a wife and a spouse, and millions, if not 7.287 billion people to join URLident.com. Just ask Interpol if they received my email 5 days ago. For today is a historical event again, as I broadcast number 165, and now we'll have results as everybody goes and searches for Robert Rose. All legal, of course. Free my people with all the solutions provided by CreatorKeith.com, the true man of God. Everyone call this number and demand they finally take action to resolve this #1 conspiracy.